finish the show on YouTube with the playoff championship odds in a sec, but I want to make sure we get a little bit of Cavs talk in. They got a playoff rematch tonight hosting the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero will not be playing for the Magic, however. He is dealing with an abdominal injury that will keep him out indefinitely, so not the full rematch we want. But, Jason, without Paolo, does this game really matter in terms of a measuring stick, in terms of a rematch? It doesn't seem like there's really bad blood between the two teams, but it is an early season rematch of a playoff series that went 7 games last year.
It's November 1st.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, and that's not to diminish what the Cavs have done, because they're off to a terrific start, and I think they're, we've talked about it on the podcast. They're a good team. They're obviously a really good team. I just can't get again, put yourself in March and April. Are we going to be going back and talking about, even if Paolo played tonight, are you going to be talking about that game that they played on November 1st? No, probably not. But it's a rematch of what was a great first round postseason match, and the Magic are coming, man. The Banchero injury is unfortunate because he's a dude. He was the best player in that series last year.
What did he have in his last game? Didn't he have 50 points?
50 burger. 37 in the first half.
I don't watch a ton of Magic games, obviously. To watch him during that series, I had a newfound respect and appreciation for how good that guy is. He's kind of buried in a market that you don't get to see very often. He is a phenomenal player. So that's a big loss for them.
It sucks that he's out.
Yeah, it's a big loss.
The game's not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I was excited. I was finally coming around to be more excited about. G and Mike and Tyvus kind of talked me into getting more excited about regular season. But when they play bad teams, I'm not going to get excited about those games. And the Magic without their best player, it's just not that exciting.
I like this. You know why? Because I want to build habits. If you Kenny Atkinson, man, you want your team. The Cavs need to get to a point where they are a team that plays the same way all the time. We don't care if your best player there. We don't care if it's the Celtics with all the good superstars. We're going to play the same way. We need to build certain habits, and they're playing a different style. So, yeah, it may not, for us, it may not really mean too much, but for them, I want them to get locked and loaded in the style that they're going to play right now. I want them to consistently be aggressive no matter who's on the court. And plus, for you young guys on that team, listen, it's time to reestablish. Darius Garland, after last year, we reestablishing this year. You need to be back on that all-star team. Evan Mobley, I need you, defensive player of the year type season. Plus, I need you to be on the all-star team. See, it's a lot of dudes that need to establish themselves in the league right now. And if Evan Mobley wants to take the next step to be a superstar, I need him to be the superstar like he's playing right now all season. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Magic. And I don't like the Wagner brothers. I don't like them at all.
I don't either.
I'm going to be real. Him and his brother, listen, I ain't never seen no tough guy Europeans. I ain't never seen it. They think they tough guys. We're going to get y'all, too. We're going to catch y'all. I told you we was going to catch y'all.
Jokic is pretty tough, no? Jokic?
You don't want to mess with the Jokic brothers.
Yeah, I mean, he's from Eastern Europe. Like they
aren't the Wagners from Eastern Europe?
They had
Wagners are German.
They had villages coming down, and they were still playing basketball outside. They had they came from wars, and they were still getting in. Jokic is a different animal. But listen, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm excited to watch it because look, they done got rid of the Knicks, who I like what they did. They came in and got Bronny and his dad up out of here. Now we're going to get an opportunity to run it back with these Wagner brothers. Listen, you got a chance to go 6-0. Whew, I like it.
I am excited to watch it for that because I want to see them get shut down.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to without Banchero. I think I peeked ahead yesterday because they're 5-0. Mm-hmm. What's the best record that the Cavs have ever started with? And I thought it certainly would have been in the LeBron years. I thought maybe once they would have gone 8-0, 9-0. But you got to go back to the late 70s.
Yeah, we looked it up the other night.
They started 8-0.
Yeah.
8-0. And
the
so then I looked at the schedule.
Year, I think it was.
Yeah, it was the Bingo Smith and that team. So I go back. The next two are against Milwaukee. They have a home and home against the Bucks, who have not been good this year.
Have not at all.
And so I think it's unlikely that they win in Milwaukee. But you start looking at this team doing something historic.
Yeah.
And I do think the Orlando game is most likely in the win column, unless they blink. If they've got to, what I like is, and I think Atkinson said this after the game against the Lakers, we're trying to maintain our intensity. Donovan Mitchell after the game said, our first quarter looked good, so I challenged the guys and said, you got 3 more in you? Because we found out last year that at times this team looked like no one could beat them. And then at other times they look beatable by just about anybody. So I think if they stay focused, they can get past Orlando with their best player out. And I think they've got a chance to take 2 against Milwaukee. And then you're sitting at 8-0, and that's historic. And I think this Cavs team, so far, very early, you have such a small sample size in the bank. But this Lakers team looks to be pretty good. The final score was out of whatever it was, 27. They're scoring 130, 3 of their 5 games. Yep. And they could have run the Lakers off the floor.
They hammered the Lakers.
They pulled the dogs back.
Yeah, hammered them.
They could have. The Lakers even waved the white flag. They tried to make a late run in the third quarter. They really didn't get close because the Cavs answered their spurt with a bigger one.
Yeah.
And then LeBron was done and everybody was done.
LeBron said he couldn't even appreciate the scoreboard acknowledgement of him and Bronny back together, and the whole place cheered for him. He said, because we were getting our ass drugged at that moment.
They
were. He's right.
Jason, let me ask you.
And I got one more thing on the Cavs.
Yeah, but you wrote a really good column about LeBron and Bronny, and it was a good read. And so that was about him. But did you talk to him at all about what he thought of the Cavs?
I didn't get the chance.
He did make some comments about it.
I talked to him in the locker room.
Yeah.
But we were just catching up and talking nonsense.
Right.
And then post game, he had so many people around him. It was really difficult for me to even get out of him. Was this your last game here? And
He told you no.
he said probably not. No. Yeah, he said probably
Well,
not.
that last line of your column when you talk about, I can't remember exactly how you put it, but like maybe he's going to play till Bryce gets here.
Well, he said he was joking, but
yeah.
he said Bronny told me I have to stick around now until Bryce, which is 2 more years, and I said he was joking, probably.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know.
I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. He's playing at such a high level.
It's
in 2 years,
unbelievable.
he's still
Yeah,
going
why
to be
would
good.
he leave? He had one penetration bucket against the Cavs.
Yeah.
Where it was early in the game, and it looked like, okay, they can try to make a run here. And I'm like, okay, that looks like LeBron from 10, 15 years ago.
He had a drive in a dunk down the lane early, like might have been their first basket or one of their first baskets, and he looked like he was
6th point of the game.
Yeah, it looked like he was 30 again.
It defies logic.
Next
We've
year,
never seen anything like it.
Next year is the 10-year anniversary of the Cavs championship. Talk about time flying by.
That's
Next year,
you're right. You're right.
Who ever thought in 2016 LeBron would still be playing
at a high level?
How do you bring this team back and acknowledge them? I mean, Kevin's still playing, Kyrie's still playing, so you can't have like one night. It's going to be hard to get the LeBron's still
You
playing.
know what? He's never had a season in which he's averaged fewer than 20 points.
Correct.
So he's done that for 21 years. And I think for me, that's when he will say, like Michael did. No, I'm not going to keep
to
going.
that point, I'm curious what you think. Just sorry to cut you off, but we were talking about this yesterday. Like,
go ahead.
I think LeBron at 2 years from now could play like Magic Johnson.
I do too.
Where he's got he could lead the league in assists.
Well, that's where I was going with this. Where I was going was he's never had a season where he scored fewer than 20.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere near falling below that line right now. But what makes him so much different from everyone else, when Jordan was playing out the string in Washington, he was struggling to get to 16 points a night, and that was all he could offer.
Yeah,
right.
With LeBron and the things that he can do, I can see him easily. I know it sounds like it's nuts. I can see him playing another 3 years.
Absolutely. He could play 5 more years. I don't think he wants to.
Right.
He could. But I mentioned this in that piece. We talked about this when he played here. We were in Philadelphia, and it was getting toward the end of Kobe's career, and Kobe was struggling a little bit. And what LeBron said had nothing to do with Kobe. I'm just giving you the context of the timing of it. And LeBron said, "I will never embarrass this game. Like, I am not going to be that guy that hangs around too long and embarrasses myself and embarrasses this game, because this game has been too good to me." And here we are at 40 years old, and he's still putting up all-star level numbers.
Insane
It's
numbers.
totally nuts. But real quick, I know we got to move on. One thing I want to mention on the Cavs, I wrote a piece today on the Cavs, and it's only 5 games, and it's I get nervous projecting this far out because it's only 5 games. They have a point differential of plus 91. I had one of our stats guys look this up yesterday for me. Well, first of all, you don't need a stat guy to look this up. Their point differential last year for the entire season was 198. So they're almost halfway to their entire point differential from last year through 5 games. Here's the part that'll blow your mind.
And for a stretch, their point differential set a record.
And obviously, you're going to lose games, and it's going to come back.
Right.
It's not going to keep growing at this rate.
Yeah.
But still, through 5 games, you're almost halfway through what it took for a 48-win team last year. Here's the part. When I sent this to this guy, and he sent this back to me, it blew my mind. Through the last 4 teams to be 5-0 with a point differential of at least 91, all went to the NBA Finals.
Wow.
I got another stat for you,
including
Jason, just like
Boston
that.
last year that won the
Yeah,
championship.
see, the problem with that continuing is you've got another one of those in their division, in their conference.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's only 5 games. But when you look at, like, I think it's happened 8 times in history, 5-0 with a point differential of at least 91. And the last, I believe, I had it right in front of me, but I think it's the last 4 all went to the finals, including Boston last year and
That's
the Warriors the year they won 70. But the year the Warriors won 73, they started like 24-0 and had a point differential of like 340. Like, that's just
Yeah, that's
astronomical.
off and running.
Throw them out. That's
Yeah,
never.
when's our first game against the Celtics?
I'll look that up in 1 sec, but I have one more stat for you on the Cavs that plays off what Jason just said. There have been 5 teams in NBA history that have started the season 5-0 and averaged 125 points per game. You ready?
Yep.
The 60-61 Warriors, who made the NBA Finals. The 66-67 76ers, who made the NBA Finals. The 84-85 Larry Bird-led Boston Celtics made the NBA Finals. Last season's Boston Celtics made the NBA Finals. And this year's 2024-2025
That's wild.
Cleveland
That is
Cavaliers.
insane.
I mean, so you have to temper it and say it's only 5.
Right.
It's only 5. But when you look at stuff like that,
Historically,
yeah.
it at least like what I want people to get from that is they are on a course that you don't see very often.
What are they
It
doing,
doesn't mean they're going
though?
to sustain it for the next
Right, right.
77.
What are they doing that's
They can't
not
miss.
sustainable?
They can't miss right now.
Mike's exactly right. Their catch and shoot numbers are like they were decent. They were like, I think 11th last year on catch and shoots. They're like 3rd or 4th right now.
Yeah.
That's probably. And Kenny even said the other night, I asked him before the Lakers game about how have you been able to flip this offense while keeping the defensive principles and
Right,
identity.
'cause that usually-
And I was actually gearing more toward. I was trying to get more defense out of him, and he went right to the offense. And he said, like, listen, I'd hold up a caution sign right now because we're sort of shooting above our heads right now.
Karis LeVert can't miss.
And then,
Oh, my God.
Well, that's going to change. You know, that's
Yeah,
gonna,
that will
I'm
change.
like-
and then like
But right now, he's been on fire.
So Kenny says that, and then they go out and drain 17 threes against the Lakers and shoot 58%.
You
So
weren't in the post game, Jason.
what's that?
You weren't in the press conference post game in
No,
the locker room.
no.
So we asked Kenny, like, hey, you said you can't shoot like that. You shot better. And he goes, I'm just going to shut up because these guys are great
But it's
shooters.
not sustainable.
Eventually,
right?
there's going to
Eventually
be a
they're gonna
course
miss shots,
correction.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
going to be a course correction, but they're still, again, because they can hold to these defensive principles. And the reason you can do that, it doesn't really matter. Like I followed up with Kenny with when you have guys like Jarrett and Evan who are such good individual defenders. Does it matter what you're running defensively? Basically, like
Right,
they can
right.
still keep you
They're
because
erasers.
because not only that's exactly what he said. Not only are they tremendous defensive players, they're tremendous rim protector. So you can Darius and Donovan can blow a coverage, and you have these guys behind it who can clean it up.
Hell of a safety
So
net.
when you can flip the offense the way that they have, even if there is regression in the shooting, and there will be, you're still going to be competitive at a really high level.
And the crazy part about it is now that Evan Mobley is having the ball, creating on the wings and the elbows and dribbling and bringing the ball up, there's area for Jarrett Allen to get all these rebounds. Like he's not. It's not like it's packed and clogged with 2 bigs because what Evan Mobley is doing with this game. You know, the funny thing is that really quick. This is a stupid LeBron stat. If he averages just 7 more assists, say 7 assists for 2 more years, he'll be second all-time behind Stockton in assists. So he's the #1 all-time leading scorer and the 2nd all-time leading assist. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
It is
crazy.
insane.
Just 7.
He's probably
Best-
somewhere on the rebound list too.
He's got to be high on the rebound list just in terms of how many games he's
Yeah.
played.
Best early season Cavs stat, though, Jarrett Allen through 5 games has as many missed shots as he has blocks, which is just
That is a good
incredible.
stat.
Incredible. All right, we got 3 super chats.